side of the tram at all times. And keep in mind, the studio is private property, so if we should happen to drop anything of value out the side of the tram, don't get out of the tram. Just give it time to get emergency cord. Sit back and relax, and I will come back to assist you when it is safe to do so. Also, there is no smoking of any kind on the tour. And be prepared because throughout the tour, there are loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and water effects. So if you take photographs, you see water coming toward you, protect your cameras. They may get wet. And finally, if you're safety for the safety that goes around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on the tour. But those are the rules. Here's what's in store for you. We're leaving the theme park behind to take you into the actual working movie and television studio with some of Hollywood's biggest names come to work every day. You notice the movie posters. Just a few examples of the movies that we've made here at Universal Studios.
No, just for now.
With an epic silent film entitled David and Biggest, what we have in theaters right now, a not so silent epic film entitled Fast X, starring Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa. So the studio was founded in 1915 by a man named Carl Lindley. Carl Lindley wanted to make movies that would make you laugh or cry or sit on the edge of your seat. And for over 100 years, we've been doing just that. We've made thousands of productions on this lot. We are the biggest and busiest and oldest movie and television studio in Hollywood. And here we are on the front lot. This is where we house a majority of our 36 sound stages for interior filming and inside of these buildings. We can create any type of environment that the story demands. At the very front of the lot, off to the left up there, that is where we house stage number 1 with the Kelly Clarkson show, starring Kelly Clarkson. The stages we just passed by have been used for shows such as Bel Air during their second season, streaming on Peacock, starring Jamari Banks and Holly Sholton, and I just happened to catch the two of them in front of stage 14. We have cameras everywhere. Let's see what they're up to.
What you also want is you put egg ordering breakfast cheese. You put cheese on the eggs, on the cheese. It's right. Whoa, how many seats do you think you're in? No, it's gotta be a lot. Man, we could probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew in there. You know, we gotta get one of these for the mansion. For sure. You're lucky for y'all. The Banks family mansion lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Jabari, what have been your most memorable moments? Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's so many to choose from. You know, I love the 4-year set where Will first enters, and at that moment, his life changes forever. What about you? Well, the Bel Air Academy gym set is here too, and I remember you having me sit in that cold ice bath for hours. Yeah. And that was really fun. It's gonna feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together from hair, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, and transportation. Transmo, yes. You know, Transmo is the best. Yeah, they have the sweetest rides for us to play with. Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we better go talk to Transpo now and let these people get back to their tour. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, as long as I get to drive. Oh, not if I've got the keys. Oh, not for Come on, man.
Catch Bel Air, streaming on Peacock, seasons 1 and 2. We just passed by stage 14. I didn't see them out there. They must have been in the back of the stage. So we're passing through what we call Sitcom Alley. These stages on your right, they're all used for popular situation comedies that include The Jeffersons, The Facts of Life, Different Strokes, A Different World, Martin starring Martin Lawrence. Now we fix to go deep into our television history. Didn't know we had all these shows, did you? At one time, Universal had about 80% of the shows on the air, and we've been using those stages for new episodes of Quantum Leap, starring Raymond Lee, Ernie Hudson, and Caitlin Bassett. We also got a new show coming to Peacock we've been using those stages for. It's called Ted. You might remember Ted and Ted 2 and Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane. Well, it's going to be a series on Peacock. It'll be a prequel series. Seth MacFarlane has returned to do the voice of Ted. On your left hand, bungalows are once permanent dressing rooms for movie stars such as Doris Day, Rock Hudson, Jimmy Stewart, Paul Newman. Today, the production offices occupied by the likes of Mark Platt. Mark Platt Productions watching the hit musical Wicked. They're going to bring that to the big screen December 25th, 2024. Wicked Part 1 will star Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh. Hey, we just passed by Bungalow 5195 with the Alfred Hitchcock logo out front. That was Alfred Hitchcock's production office for the Alfred Hitchcock Presents television series.
Lou said he could move into that office. I said, no, I can never be in Hitchcock's office. That should be a shrine, a museum.
Very exciting, just to know that he was there and walk by and know he was in that office.
Hitchcock has influenced every director.
I saw Hitchcock once walking around the commissary.
Hitchcock had his bungalow on the lot. I used to go see Alfred Hitchcock.
I loved working with him. I highly respect him.
He really understood fear and terror.
The Birds.
The Birds. Oh, man.
The Birds. Oh, man.
You see? Hey, we're going to leave the front lot, but we do all our interior filming and take it to the back lot, but we did a large-scale exterior filming. We're going to show you sets from some of your favorite movies and television shows. The sets that you see on our back lot may look like real buildings, but they are not. They're what we call facades, just the false fronts and sides of buildings. The only people the camera needs to see. What looks like brick and concrete is actually foam rubber and fiberglass. You can catch a glimpse of those facades to your left. That is the heart of our back lot, our Metropolitan sets. And we can't take you in there right now because they're working on a production. But we can take you to any place in the world on our back lot. How about we take a little excursion to a remote island known as Skull Island? Here's Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson to guide us.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker.
You guys look a little nervous. Don't be, because Mario and I have been to Skull Island many times. We go on nature hikes, play beer pong. All you gotta do is follow the rules we get to this sailing. Please remain seated at all times. Please keep your hands and feet inside the tram at all times and hang on to your personal belongings.
Hey, dude. What's wrong with me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skull Island.
Okay, glasses on, everybody. We're then to Skull Island.
Ladies and gentlemen, King Kong 363D.
Nice.
Is one of the largest, most intense 3D experiences on the planet. I feel young. You see the looks on your faces with those glasses. Big battle was projected on one of the largest digital TV using some of the most advanced technology in filmmaking today. The film was designed by Peter Jackson and his team at One NFX. It won several Academy Awards for recognition of his King Kong, Lord of the Rings trilogy. Avatar, Deadpool, Avatar the Way of Water. Hang on to those 3D glasses. I have a feeling you're going to be
Ang ayaw masuota eh. It's your 3D.
They're currently setting up for production, but
No, but you can still see, but not very clear. Like, you know.
there over the years.
Ganun.
Movies, television shows, music videos, commercials. A lot of musical artists have worked in their metropolitan sets and include Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift. And two used the metropolitan sets for the music video for Elevation. And one of the members taking a solo career and made her a music video in our metropolitan sets.
Louis, what's wrong?
We're going to give you an up-close look at some of our most recognizable icons. We call them picture cars. They are the vehicles that you see on the scene of a movie or television show. Have your cameras ready and remember to look both ways before crossing any street. No one ever listens to the guide. Have your cameras ready. Coming up on your left, some of the vehicles featured in the scene on your screen.
Eh, mahuan ba ayaw kapag game?
Some picture cars have become just as famous as the stars who have driven them. Sometimes picture cars can be the most expensive item in the scene of a movie or television show because sometimes you have to have multiple versions of the vehicle to complete an action sequence. A great example of that would be our Fast and Furious films. A lot of cars in those movies. Some of those cars had 2 to 3 versions to complete the stunts. Each version of the car would perform a different part of the stunt to make it appear as though the hero car did all the work. Well, now you're in for a treat because we're going to take you into our dinosaur holding area. Where we hold our dinosaurs.
Oh my God.
On the side of the train, you'll see props and customized vehicles. All our Jurassic World films. And we have one of our team members coming down to speak to us briefly about what it's like to work with prehistoric creatures of this nature. Maybe Boston side of a bus side. Hey, where is everybody? Boy, what's going on here? People leaving doors wide open? That's not supposed to be open like that. Somebody left a sandwich there, too. It's like they abandoned the place. Hey, the cages are empty. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your hands and feet inside of the tram at all times. And some animals are going for a walk or something. If you see something, say something, but don't make any sudden moves because these animals are just as nervous about you as you are about them. They have claws and big, nasty teeth. Okay, what? A wide world of sports? This tour is full of surprises. I had no idea that was going to happen. You know, we use every part of our lot for production. We name every part of our lot so that whenever a production company is looking for a specific type of area to film in, we know exactly where to take them. For instance, we're heading into an area that we call Old Mexico. Now, this is where we ended up if you cross the border in a movie or television show in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. The thing is, we got a big place here. It's 400 acres. So big that Old Mexico has its own weather system. Oh yes, 1 minute it's sunny, next minute you got a completely different set of circumstances. You want to select that? You don't believe me? You will. I don't know, they were able to film television shows back in like the 18th, Simon and Simon and Quantum Leap. As soon as they roll camera, the weather would change. Observe.
Open house.
You got a thunderstorm.
It is like
Now, sometimes this is followed by precipitation or rain. Look at that. But you know what? It's only raining on half of the tram up here. I guess you could call it a 50-50 chance of rain. As you know, it's been raining quite a bit in Southern California, causing mudslides, flash floods, and mass hysteria. Like now. Mario, we should probably get going. Now would be a good time. Quit playing, snapping on stuff up. My drummer's rocking back and forth, mumbling something about Selma Hayek and Jennifer Lopez. Whoa! Hey, that water looks wet. You guys can suck in the dirt car. Don't worry about it unless you're sitting in a blue seat. At least we didn't all all get soaked. But you know, yeah, we fooled you with that. We dumped thousands of gallons of recycled water from tanks at the top of the hill. The water crashes down the hill, gets pumped right back into the tanks at the top of the hill, so we can get somebody else with it. How many times he did that for Big Fat Liar?
You cannot run a wolf, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that.
Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, Paul Giamatti. Get him, Pablo. Get him. Hey, we come to the end of the halfway tour, but the halfway mark of the tour. Keep in mind the studio is private property. If you should happen to drop anything of value off the side of the tram, don't get out of the tram. Just give it time an emergency cord. Sit back and relax. I will come back to assist you when it is safe to do so. Look at this. We're in the oldest part of the lot. This is the Old West. At one time, Universal was famous for westerns. Hundreds of different films on the lot. Take a look at the cowboys that have walked down these streets over the years. That's our driver Mario on the trumpet. Man, that's a mellow horn. And we still use these sets, by the way. They feature quite a bit in Sony Pictures production of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie. Also featured in new episodes of Quantum Leap, but they go back in time to the Old West. We got a show called Killing It, starring Craig Robinson. They use these sets quite a bit. As we round the corner, take a look to your left across the lake. Those are brand new sound stages used for exciting shows such as That's My Jam with Jimmy Fallon.
That's my jam! We are back for season 2! Welcome to the Party Zone!
By the way, those stages are also used for motion pictures. You might remember Us and Nope, directed by Academy Award winner Jordan Peele. Also, we use every part of our lot for production, by the way. That lake on your left, that lake was the entire Pacific Ocean for our television series McHale's Navy, starring Ernest Borgnine, Tim Conway, and Joel Flynn. And, you know what, we can take you anywhere in the world. We can take you anywhere out of this world. We can even take you to the good place, and you don't even have to be dead. Have your cameras ready.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Well, okay, there's that.
Let's take pictures.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
The Good Place, starring Ted Danson, Kristen Bell, William Jackson Harper, and Jamila Jamil. This was the main set for The Good Place. We call it Little Europe. It's not a very big place, but we can make it look like any part of Europe we want by changing the language on the signs. Little Europe was built in the late 1920s for a motion picture entitled All Quiet on the Western Front, which won Universal's first Best Picture Academy Award in 1930. We're using these sets over and over again for our horror films. You know, Universal practically invented the horror genre with classics such as Dracula, Frankenstein, The Wolfman, The Mummy, with top-notch stars such as Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney Jr., Lon Chaney Sr., and Elsa Lanchester, all filmed here in our back lot.
Listen now, the monster. He's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me. Are you ready? Go! Your torches and go!
Yeah, they got their torches, and their bloodhounds, and their hula hoops, and their iPads, and went after the hapless monster. But whenever they cut up with the monster in these films, things went horribly awry. That's right, Mario, horribly awry. Look at them running, some of them texting their friends as they run. Yeah, why not just show him? That's why you get the Monster Smackdown, baby. Maybe the Teen One's another one of our Western sets, but we've had to clear out a lot of the sets here to make way for more contemporary productions, like this set on your left. That house is a set. It's a practical set. You can film on the inside. And it was built for Hallmark Channel's Home and Family. We've since used it for episodes of Bel Air. And it has a fully functional kitchen, a living room, a couple of bedrooms in there, a 3-car garage. Now, also we cleared this area out to stage equipment, also so you can set up a base camp to film in that house if you need to. And so it's made quite a bit of room here for other productions. But we held on to some of our Western sets. Coming up on the right, we held on to the saloon because the saloon was very important for a long time. You could get in there anytime you wanted to during the day or night. It was a lot of fun for people until this happened. One guy ruined it for everybody.
Stir things up here.
Wanted to stir things up, and he did.
Bet I am.
Tell me anytime we had to replace that window, because I don't know.
How dare you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
Of course, that was Kirk Douglas, John Wayne the Duke. That's our Universal film on top of the War Wagon. It's a fun western. You got to check it out. Hey, look, this we're heading to Amity. Amity was menaced by a 25-foot man-eating great white shark in one of our biggest hits, Jaws. And we're just in time for a training session. There's a shark now. Here comes our police sniper. Hey, how you doing? Get back in the cage. Here comes the shark. Get back in the cage. Here comes the shark. He's just showing off because there's ladies on the turn. Hey, quit playing with the shark like that. Oh, that can't be good for you. You know what? Some Band-Aids and some Curacao will take care of that. He'll be all right. Attach some rumpers to that yellow barrel. Let's see if the shark takes the bait. We'll park someplace safe, like next to these gas tanks. Be safe here. Sharks don't like gas. But then he took the bait in the pier, too. I hope that flammable liquid doesn't ignite. Like that. And that. Well, that's hot. That's apple hot. Kind of hot. We'll see it again. Ha! Ah, you made fire. Hey, take a look to the right. What is that down there? I've heard that before. Oh, that never gets old. Like you wanted a window. Face to face with Bruce the Mechanical Shark, inspired by Bruce the Mechanical Shark in Jaws. They have a lot of problems with the shark in the movie. So much that they started calling the movie Flaws. His Academy Award-winning director Steven Spielberg to elaborate.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio lines. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited.
The shark was low enough for a while there. So I really owe the shark a lot.
By the way, Jaws was not filmed here. Jaws was not filmed here. But hundreds of other productions were, including the long-running television series Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. Whee! Look out for the shark! They can catch all 12 seasons of Murder, She Wrote streaming on Peacock. We have 4 lakes on our back lot. This is the most popular lake, I have to say, because hundreds of productions have filmed there. Coming up on your right, a very popular set known as Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch. And we call it that because we do. It was built inside of Stage 12 of this musical motion picture that starred Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. A practical set. You can film on the inside as well as the outside. But this set opens up like a dollhouse to reveal the 2-story interior. Used for a number of other productions, including Quantum Leap. New episodes of Quantum Leap are filmed there as well. You can catch Quantum Leap on NBC as well as streaming on Peacock. Well, now we're heading into the quintessential suburban neighborhood known as Colonial Street, featured in just about everything. Leave It to Beaver, Marcus Welby MD, The Hardy Boys, The Munsters, Drew Ministries. You know, for a long time, it's not a very popular place to film until Desperate Housewives came along. They turned it into Wisteria Lane, and when they were done with the show, everybody wanted to film here. So we've been using it for shows such as Quantum Leap, Bel Air, Grand Crew, starring Nicole Byer and Carl Tint. Also featured in Never Have I Ever. There is an episode of Never Have I Ever in season 2 where Davy is picked up and given a ride home and starts this cul-de-sac. Coming up on your right, you'll see a fire hydrant. That's where it starts. She's standing there getting a ride home, and it looks like they're driving for miles to get to her house. In reality, her house is only a couple hundred yards up the street. However, you notice how the street is serpentined or curved, so you can't see around the corners. So you can make it appear as though you're driving through different neighborhoods, simply dressed them differently. Here comes Davy's home on your right. It's the yellow house. As I mentioned, this area became very popular. Even Kelly Clarkson used this neighborhood for a segment of her show. She's so nice and quiet. Hey, that's kind of loud. What you doing? No, don't, no. Why would she have to yell? They're sitting right in front of her.
Welcome to Cloud 9. Hi, I'm America.
Man, she hooked these people up.
All right, everybody, let's go back to stage 1. Follow me.
Now, this is what we call a celebrity tram takeover, and I'd have to say this is the only tour that I know where that sort of thing happens. It does happen from time to time where a celebrity will take over a tram on a tour, and sometimes the guests are made aware that it's going to happen, and sometimes they are not. Sitting on our front lot, he wanted to surprise his mom. Apparently hadn't seen her a bit because he'd been working a lot, so he had it arranged, and I was a part of this arrangement, by the way, which is why I can tell you this story. I was escorting his mom. It was a VIP tour. So he had arrangements made where the tram would stop in front of the stage where he was filming the pilot for Spin City. And he ran out and said hello to his mom in front of everybody. And nobody else knew about this except for those of us who made the arrangement. So it behooves you to take the world-famous Universal Studios tour whenever you come to Universal Studios Hollywood, because you never know what you might see. The tour is full of surprises. And we got some more picture cards coming up for you on your right. It's Bumblebee for Paramount's Transformers. They filmed some scenes on our back lot. Signed Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. That's Mr. Bean's Mini for Mr. Bean's Holiday, that green mini back there. Starring Rowan Atkinson. And that yellow Duesenberg, that is featured in our hit motion picture, The Mummy, starring Academy Award winner Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. Imagine driving that Duesenberg up this road. It's dark, cold, and raining. Nothing around for miles except for the Bates Motel from Alfred Hitchcock's Miller's Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins, Janet Leigh, and Vera Miles. You're about to see two of the oldest, most famous structures still standing in Hollywood. Get the cameras ready. Great photo op for you.
We all know what little mansion do.
You know I do. We're going to take a closer look at the Bates Mansion. You may notice something about the house as we approach. It seems to be diminishing or getting smaller. That's because the house was built to 3/4 scale so that it would look like a large house in the distance without holding one. It's an old camera trick known as a forced perspective. Now, because of the angle of the house and the size of it, the steps from the motel don't actually connect to the house. Looks like they do from below. Optical illusion. Alfred Hitchcock used quite a few tricks for this movie because it was a low-budget feature. He used his television show crew to make the movie to make sure he stayed on budget. You can catch some of Alfred Hitchcock's Universal releases streaming on Peacock. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the spectacular crime scene from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning. This is one of the largest sets ever built for a motion picture. Despite the use of these realistic life-size sets, the film still contains over 500 visual effect shots.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven has.
And so, again, to sit down to talk about War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep pressing me. Listen, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now I'm closed.
Universal has been fortunate to work with generation-defining directors like Alfred Hitchcock and Steven Spielberg, and we're very pleased to partner with Academy Award winner Jordan Peele Coming up on your left, you're going to see a huge inflatable cowboy, the second biggest inflatable cowboy I've ever seen. It's part of the Jupiter's Claim set that's featured in Jordan Peele's latest film, Nope, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Stephen Young. Well, we're going to take you in there at some point. Right now they're doing some renovations on that set. It's highly detailed, by the way. And what's interesting is they filmed this motion picture on location a couple hours north of us with that set. When they were done, they dismantled the set and brought it here, reassembled it. And it's pretty detailed, it's very impressive. You get to see a little bit of it in a moment. We're going to pass a little closer to it. But the motion picture Nope stars Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Stephen Young. We just happen to have Keke Palmer on the tour with us. Hello, Keke.
What's up, Studio Tour? I'm Keke Palmer from Jordan Peele's film, Nope. What's a bad miracle? Well, you'll have to see our movie to answer that one. Until then, I hope you enjoy your visit to Jupiter's Claim.
One day.
Did you see a UFO in that cloud?
I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Are you ready? Run!
Oh, yeah.
Hell no.
If you haven't checked out Nope, check out Nope. It's a pretty creepy movie. But we're going to pass by that set. You're going to see a little bit of it as we pass by, coming up on your left. Now, I mentioned earlier that we have 4 lakes on our back lot. Technically, that's not true now, because the lake that we are about to pass by has become a water tank for filming ocean sequences. Now, we're running right behind it now. To your left, there's a big backdrop that was added to it. The lake was called Falls Lake. We still call it Falls Lake. But at the time, it had a little tiny waterfall that fed into it. It wasn't quite as vast as this tank is coming up on your left. And it was used as the swamp that's supposed to be behind Norman Bates' home in the motion picture Psycho, where he disposes of his guests. Well, you might remember a motion picture entitled Jaws. They filmed on the ocean, Martha's Vineyard. That was a bad idea, filming a shark sequence of the shark in the ocean, because they had problems. So for the second one, they filmed in a different location on the ocean and had the same problems. So by the time they got to Jaws: The Revenge, they learned their lesson, decided to turn this into a big water tank to your left. It built that big backdrop, painted it to look like the sky of the Bahamas, and got this. Weight machines in the water, they look like they're out on the ocean. And since they were using that whole area for various productions, including a splashdown site for Apollo 13, directed by Academy Award winner Ron Howard, starring Academy Award winner Tom Hanks. It was also used as the water landing sequence for Warner Bros. Production of Sully, directed by Academy Award winner Clint Eastwood, starring Academy Award winner Tom Hanks. And if you take a look to your left, there is Jupiter's Claim. We'll be able to take you through there once they're done with the renovations. But guess what? We come to the end of the tour. On our way back, people with socks on. Hang on a second. Somebody's trying to interfere with my. Who is this?
This is Agent Novak with an F.
Agent Novak? What the?
Visuals who are
Wizarding World of Barbecue.
This protection of.
Okay, I got rid of him. I don't know where that came from, but I just got a message from dispatch. We have a guest aboard this tram who's witnessed something perpetrated by a man named Owen Shaw. Owen Shaw's on the property looking for you. We're advised to hide out in the nearest building. And wait a minute, in this place? Well, this is a known hangout for street racers.
My name is Roman